YouTube, Natalie Sayward here. As you may already know, I'm a relationship guru from Toronto, Ontario. And today I want to talk about 3 powerful ways to keep the love alive in your marriage. Now, before I go ahead and get started, I just want to quickly say that even if your marriage is crumbling, it can still be turned around. I know this because not so long ago, my own marriage was on the rocks. But by using these tips, I was able to single-handedly save it. That's why I'm sharing these with you today, because I am so grateful for what I learned. So then, let's get started. 1. Make your marriage a priority. So often I hear couples say that their marriage is getting stale or losing passion, but what most don't realize is that it's because they don't have their priorities straight. Instead of putting one another and the relationship first, they're too busy living separate lives or are caught up spending time with others. To keep the love alive between you and your spouse, it's important that you make your marriage a priority. To do so, set aside time to spend with your spouse and give your relationship the attention it deserves. 2. Keep your eye on the prize. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to keep your eyes glued on your spouse, but rather it's about seeing the bigger picture and keeping in mind the kind of marriage you wish to have together. Doing so will not only help you create this kind of relationship, but also a positive mental picture will also come in handy when problems do arise. To get started, sit down and make a list of all the things you love about your husband or wife. Write down what makes you happy, what you're grateful for, the works. When you recall the reasons you fell in love with your spouse in the first place, it'll help you envision the kind of marriage you wish to have and the steps you need to take to do so. When done properly, your spouse will see the type of marriage you are working towards, and in turn, may even become more loving. 3. Take responsibility. Focus on yourself. Humans in general have a tendency to blame others for their shortcomings. Instead of pointing fingers or deciding that your spouse is the problem, take a step back and consider the role you play in your marriage. Ask yourself what you bring to the relationship, both good and bad. Once you recognize where your shortcomings lie, work on them. By focusing on yourself rather than your husband or wife, you'll be much more successful when it comes to keeping the love alive. Best of all, when your spouse sees you making a personal effort to keep your marriage positive, they'll be more inclined to do the same. If you're interested in learning more tips for a loving marriage, visit www.preventdivorcenow.com and watch the free video presentation. I can personally vouch that these work. Well, that's all the time I have for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you learned here, then please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. Until next time, take care.